Yo, we here. My bad.
What's
What's
up,
going
my
on?
boy? What's going on? What's going on?
Can't call it. Can't call it another beautiful Saturday morning.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
man, always a good one. We can get up
Blessed,
here and do our thing on this toe to toe
right.
Saturday morning.
Blessed to be back in the building. Um,
You know it. How
yeah,
was the
man.
concert last night, my boy?
Man, Ari Lennox, man, show she can sing, dog. And I don't know. I told my wife I don't know why I'd be surprised people can sing, like live, but she can blow, dog. Like she effortlessly, effortlessly. Her background singers, all of them. Shout out her drummer is Beyonce's drummer. So she gave a shout. I was like, she looked familiar, and I was like, oh, that's Beyonce drummer, Joy. So yeah, man, it was live with House of Blues in Dallas. First time being in the House of Blues.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
very interesting experience getting in. We
What you
paid
mean
for
by
early
that? Now you got to tell her what's going on. Can't leave us like
So
that.
you
What
know,
happened?
we paid for early entry. You know what I'm saying? The doors are supposed to open at 6:45. We're supposed to get lanyards. There was a meet and greet. Then there was the early entry. Then it was like a fast pass and general admission. Brother, we didn't go in until 7:15, 7:20. We were supposed to go at 6:45. Mind you, it's 40 degrees outside. And you know, when you go to a concert, you don't dress with like, oh, we have to stand outside. It's like, yo, we about to go in. So me and just out there, everybody's out there cold. Um, then there was another concert by the Spanish dude. So there's two concerts outside instead of one. Everybody's lined up, different places. It was very unorganized. I didn't get my lanyard. I got in. By the time I got down to the floor, the people that we was in front of was right next to us. I was like, what's the point? Paying a little extra money. Like it was terrible getting into. But once we got in, her opening act was Alex Vaughn. Amazing. If y'all don't know, lame ass niggas, that
Yeah.
joint. Yeah, man, can blow. Play the piano. She got some hits. She got a joint coming out with Money Long. That's about to
Oh,
be a
for
hit.
real?
It's about to be a hit. She played it last night on
Ooh,
the
okay.
piano.
Oh, y'all
It's
got
about to
some of
be.
the exclusive too.
Yeah. She played some unreleased joints. And there was another girl that opened up for him. She's from Atlanta. Um, I can't remember her name, but she can say cute little girl, cute little girl. She'll be like,
If she
don't
from
miss
the
this
A,
one.
then I'm pretty sure she did her
Yeah,
thing. You know how we do.
yeah. Like she gave me that like little sit, like man, this is my little sister, dog. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay, okay.
but yeah, man, it was very good. The show was great. The music was great. The vibe was great. Drinks was trash.
Okay.
But concert event. But you know, we look 2 weeks. We going to division. Then after that, we're gonna go
Oh
see
boy,
Scissor.
I already know you ready for that one. Now you remember when I put you on that thing? Hey, that thing was popping now. Remember now who put you on that division? Now I told you.
Joy ain't put me on division. I knew
Yeah, I
division when I was
did.
looking at
No,
Instagram.
no, no. I
I
pawned
heard
it off. I
division.
was like, KB, listen to this. Listen to this. I've sent it to all the
No,
married.
yes.
I sent it to
Man, I already
all
knew
the
division.
married.
I
You're right.
already
You
knew
did.
division got that.
You had never said that to me about it. But like I said, I put a lot of people on Division, bro. A lot of people didn't even know what it was,
Yeah,
and a lot of
yeah,
people thought I was trolling or just talking my crazy. You know how I be talking. But no,
yeah.
that actually a real artist, real song, real music.
Matter of fact, that song came out the night of the Kendrick concert because we was in Charlotte and that song came out, and I had that joint learned before we made it back to the hotel. Boy.
Listen, that thing be jumping,
But yeah,
man, for real.
it's about to be lit. It's about to be lit. How
Yeah.
was your weekend, man? How was your week?
Oh man, it was good, man. We preparing to travel tomorrow, man. The first time letting my son go on, the band trips, and you know how them band trips back in the day was in school. Now, I hope
Yes,
kids aren't
sir.
the same how we were as kids back then.
Probably worse.
But yeah, maybe. But this is first band trip, bro. I can't wait to get him back tonight. He don't get back till 11 o'clock tonight. They left Thursday. Been gone since Thursday morning. Uh, phone phone died yesterday. They was at the amusement park. So me and the wife like, hey man, it's like 11 o'clock. We ain't heard from him. What going on?
Yeah,
We ain't talked to him since noon. And, you start to get that little nervous pace a little bit, and you like everything. I'm telling her phone just dead. He's straight. So
Mm-hmm.
by 11:50, I'm like, let me check my find my iPhone app. Let me see if he popped back on the grid. So it came up. It was like 15 minutes ago. He was in Orlando at the little to show you like the little
Yeah.
general area that he's in. I'm like, all right, but he just got back to his phone. You can see he just got his phone back to the charger. Or his watch just hit the Wi-Fi or something. He good. So about 12 o'clock, maybe about 12:15. I got a text message. He was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I call y'all tomorrow." You know what I mean? I'm like, "Okay, they just tired." So outside of that, though, man, it's just been an experience, man. Having my child gone for the first time with me not knowing kind of what's going on. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that's going on here, man. We getting ready to go to St. Louis. We leave Monday morning, like 2 a.m. Try to get there. It's an 8 hour drive. Try to get there like 10. We want to ride the whole time and let the kids sleep the whole time. So we're gonna let them stay up all night, leave like 1, 2 o'clock,
Yes.
and let them hit their
Smart.
car and sleep the whole 8 hours, hopefully, and we can just get there. But that's it, man. We'll be in St. Louis next week, man. I'll be in St. Louis Monday through Friday, man. So yeah.
Yeah, man, that's what we used to do, bro. When we would drive to Memphis from Atlanta, we'll leave at like 1, 2 in the morning and just go. They be knocked out. By the time they
Mhm.
wake up, we got an hour left. Stop and get some breakfast.
Yep.
Good.
I can't
So
wait
yeah,
to
man.
try White Castle. I'm gonna tell you that. Now everybody's been amping. Everybody
Ooh.
been amping this White Castle. I know we supposed to be talking about sports, man. Me and KB did chopping it up for the first few minutes, but bro, everybody's supposed to be amping up this White Castle. You know me, I'm a crystals baby, but I've been eating crystals. All my relatives, my mama, my auntie, all my cousins, all worked at this crystals down in Covington, Georgia. So I was to get crystals as a child. Just people just bring stuff home. You know what I mean? From work, they be working. Live with my grandma. So they bring food home from crystals. Man, I call them like, "Cuz, bring me this when you get out. Whatever I want." You know what I mean? I've had the best of crystals, fresh crystals every time I go in there. Me and my grandma go in there. Somebody was always a manager. We know, like till this day, I can go into crystals right now and get my food fresh and free because my auntie know the manager who been there for 30 years. So anyway, I say all that to say I've ate a lot of crystals in my life, and to this day, I still eat crystals. So I have high expectations for this White Castle that
Yeah,
everybody been putting on about and been telling me, "Oh, crystals ain't that like White Castle. You got to try White
it's
Castle."
literally the same.
I'm going, bro. Listen, in 2 days, I'm counting down, my boy. So I told my wife, soon as we get to St. Louis, soon as we pull up, I'm going. She, matter of fact, her grandmother doesn't live in St. Louis. She's on the other side of the bridge in a small town in Illinois. Soon as we get there, my boy, I got to have White Castle. I got to try it.
I've never had White Castle in the South. Um, Never. And White Castle has always been a up north,
Me
like New
too.
York, Jersey thing. But it literally is crystals.
That's what I keep
Just
hearing now. I'm be highly
without
disappointed, my boy, if that thing
it's
ain't.
just without the extra stuff like crystals. You can get like bacon and cheese and little chicken bites, and the White Castle is just a little slider burger, greasy as hell with mustard and ketchup. It just is what it is. It's greasy as hell. Um, I've never had White Castles and not had the shit afterwards.
Bro, that's what
Like
everybody done told me, bro. Like that thing gonna mess your stomach up. But you traveling, just make sure you somewhere safe. You know what I mean? That's what everybody be telling me. But I'm going for it. I'm gonna try it. I ain't got no choice, man. I'm going. I'm going with it, my boy. But that's it, bro. 2 days. I'm counting down. I'm counting down. And there's other recreational stuff in Missouri that I can't wait to do as well. So a lot of stuff going on, man. Unfortunately, I hate gotta go up there for a funeral. You know, pay my respects, of course. But we're gonna make a good time out of it too, man. We're gonna go see St. Louis, and I'm gonna take some pictures with the arch. You know how all that go, man. So
yeah, man, you gotta do the touristy thing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
of course, of course, of course, of course.
No doubt. So look, man, let's get into it, dog. What up, Kels?
Thank you, my
Yeah,
brother.
man. So Kels popped up Super Bowl champs.
Yes, sir. We ain't talked about it since we the day before.
Yeah, Kansas City Chiefs, dog. Man, that was a good game, dog.
Man,
It
one of
was
the
a
best Super Bowls
game.
we've had since oof, what? It was Shoot, the last one the Chiefs was in was a good one, I believe, too.
Yeah.
Correct?
No, they just got smacked up by the Buccaneers. Nah, that one was good. They just got
My bad.
um. But was it the Patriots?
It was
Was it
somebody. It was another good one recently, but this was one of the all-time
the
greats. Like,
Buccaneers?
no, these teams going
Yeah,
back and forth, man. Both teams scoring at will. Defense is like who's going to make the big play to kind of shift the game, and as you see, Kansas City made the big play, causing Jalen Hurts to me to fumble the ball. That's really the difference in the game. Now, everybody talked about how Hurts played, how good he played, and he put up these astronomical numbers. I give him all of that, but when push comes to shove, if you don't fumble that football and your team goes up 14 or 21-7 at that point, whole different ball game.
yeah, or at
Whole
least
different ball
18, or at least about field goal. The way
Exactly.
they're moving the ball, they would have probably scored. But yeah, man, even if they had just turned it over and like held them to a field goal, that
Well,
was a major play. Um, like you said, but they still had a shot, man. Um, Playing football, like that happened too early in the game for that to be the difference maker. Like if that was like at the end or like
true.
the
I
big
mean,
momentum change, then yeah, but it happened. But hey, man, they did they think. I still think Hurts outplayed. So Kels gave us a question right in the chat. He said, "Did Hurts outplay Mahomes?" Right, individually. Um, I said yes. I said Hurts outplayed Mahomes on the individual thing. Like you got to take away all the extra, and it's very hard to separate what they did individually. Um,
that's tough
Hurts,
for me.
uh, I only say yes because Hurts carried the Eagles with everything they did. Everything with offense ran through him. Either it was a run, it was a good pass, it was everything. They didn't have any defensive help, no
It-
special teams
but
help.
that's kind of like having a facilitator. He's not really making the play. Okay,
No,
he's
he
more
is.
of a
He's
playmaker. He's more of a playmaker attribute than anything. If we talking about from let's say a Madden
in this,
perspective, he's gonna be
right
a
in this
playmaker.
particular
But
game.
you got AJ Brown out there. You
But
got
you got to give him
Dallas
a
Goddard at tight end. You got
right.
Devontae Smith, the Heisman, the most
But you got to make
decorated wide
his
receiver
his
in
plays.
history over there.
His throws were more impressive overall.
Oh,
His
I don't know about that one. KB,
like
man, Mahomes was throwing some dimes, bro. And who was he
he
throwing
was
to? Who was he throwing to?
Juju was getting busy. A lot of Juju's was
Juju. Thank you.
slant. So Juju's not
Juju,
okay.
AJ.
Juju's a
Juju,
Juju.
AJ. Come on now. Let's
AJ's
not.
a number one. Juju's a number two.
Juju
Like
ain't even he barely a number two, bro. Come on, don't do
he
that.
is
Don't do
barely
that.
number
Don't
two.
do it. And
But
then hold on. Wait. You got Devontae Smith, the most decorated wide receiver in college history.
what that mean?
They giving this boy catches that ain't even catches for real. The ball hitting the ground, they still giving it to him.
Hey man,
Listen, man,
they
that
took away.
man had the best offensive line that you've seen in the playoffs in a
but
long time.
but this game, the Chiefs' offensive line outplayed them.
Because they probably got tired of listening to people all week or last
See,
2 weeks
you
telling
can't.
them how the just like the Chiefs defensive line.
Hey,
Everybody,
if
people
you would
get
have
tired of you
asked me,
talking for 2 weeks telling me how bad
hey,
I am or
look.
how good the other team is, bro. That
But
ain't gonna
the
work.
question is, do they outplay them in this particular game? The Chiefs' offensive line
Okay.
outplayed the Eagles' offensive
I'll
line.
consent to that,
Um,
but I won't consent to you that the fact of Jalen Hurts just outplayed Mahomes.
he did.
Mahomes,
He did.
hold on. Do you know he did this on one leg,
Okay.
bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't take
Yes.
that. You can't.
That. No,
Come on,
I'm not taking that away. Like, okay,
that
Hurts
that's a
threw for
that's a huge. Bro,
Hurts.
you've had a
Hurts threw
high ankle sprain.
for.
You told me yourself during the game.
Oh
Well, I
yeah.
done had a high ankle sprain, but I don't
Well,
know
I
how he
ain't.
got that. I don't know how he got that stepping like that.
Well, he ain't got no tear all to shooting them out. You can't use him. But that's one thing. That's a huge part. Them pain pills, my little Tylenol extra strength ain't nothing compared to that shot that he got up there. He played now listen, when I'm saying I don't want it to sound like Mahomes, I think Mahomes had a bad game. He did not have a bad game. He played great. He played Mahomes football, right?
I got you.
But what I'm saying is that Hurts, it was just more impressive. Hurts had to run the ball more. He had to get the touchdown. He had to get the 2-point conversion. He had to get those QB sneaks. He had to.
That's how they called it up, my boy. They could have called pass. They could have called bombs all day. Clearly, the Kansas City defensive backs didn't know what the hell they were doing because they blew it up and AJ. They just like, oh, where's that? And
yeah,
AJ
I mean that was a good track. But the Eagles defense, 2 of Mahomes' 3 touchdowns were 7 on 7.
What play call? What play call? They were all Andy Reid.
Play call.
Everybody set his ass over there and didn't do that.
All he did was flip. He could have been eating a hot dog on the sideline with headphones on and just toss that to those guys.
Perfect play call.
And one of those touchdowns, like the Chiefs played a total, complete football game. Defense, special teams, Kadarius Toney, offense.
They did, but I think when we talked before the game, we both I said the Chiefs had a superior coach. And it showed, bro. It showed. I told you they had a superior coach, and the coach matters because when they seen that on film for Kadarius Toney, when the Eagles didn't know how to switch that or they didn't know how to communicate that when he going across, he went back to it.
They communicated it perfectly. It's just they anticipated like, hey, he's going to. We see him what he usually does when people go in motion. Usually bails back and tells him to go.
Well, you didn't communicate that because you should have seen him stop. Nobody communicated that. I mean, it's a split second. Don't get me wrong.
I'm talking to Andy Reid, Eric Bienemy, right? They're sitting down and they're like, hey, on the Eagles defenders, their quarterbacks, when they go into motion, they bail back. They don't stay flat. They bail back. So what we're going to do is they stop, come back. So they call it boom. And it worked so good. They're like, we're going to flip it and do the same thing. And they came back.
But the second time, the Eagles defender switched. The Eagles defender didn't swap it that second time. They didn't. What happened was though he got trapped. He got in motion to turn his body, and just the timing of the play, Mahomes called it, and he went the other way. Scott Moore went the other way. Same play, but at the same time, they tried to play it differently, but they changed it up. Like they didn't actually run the play. They didn't stop. The first time they paused. Mahomes didn't pause this time. He went ahead and ran the play. He actually, the first time was handing the ball off and just pulled it. The second time they did it on purpose. Like they were looking for the pass.
Right. I mean, and the lineup was different. It was a different formation and stuff too. But at the end of the day, the offensive play calling for the Chiefs was too much for the play calling for the defense for the Eagles late in the game. Like,
and how the hell this man go get a head coach's job and you just let Andy Reid embarrass your ass like that on national TV?
Man, that's the genius of Andy Reid and Eric Bienemy. Like them two together, that's a juggernaut, dog. Like that's not normal. Like that's why the Chiefs' offense is what it is. I mean, also you have a quarterback who is freaking unbelievable. You have a Hall of Famer tight end. You have
he was the best player on the field last Sunday.
Who?
The quarterback you talking about?
I mean, he got the award because they won.
He's the best player on the field.
But I will say this: Hurts, he had to run for those touchdowns. Yeah. If Hurts didn't do what he did, they wouldn't have been close. So when I say he outplayed him,
long though. I mean, that's how they played all year.
Right, but when I say he outplayed him, he had to do more for his team than Mahomes had to do. He had to do more than Mahomes had to do, and that's not a knock at Mahomes. That's just giving Jalen Hurts for this one game, the one time he played.
I wouldn't say he's the best player in the NFL, Kevin. That's a little part.
He played a little bit. He played a little better than Mahomes played in the sense of having to do more. That's it. It's not a shot at Mahomes. It's not he making him look crazy. It's just he did great.
No. I'm with you. I just feel like it's hard to sit here and say he outplayed him when Mahomes had, to me, just as good of a game. I mean, the throws that he was making, the plays that he made, the shit he took off for 30, 40 yards. He just didn't have the touchdowns that Jalen Hurts had, but at the same time, look how long the Eagles possessed the damn ball, bro. 45 minutes.
But they did it without a run game.
And his stats was just as good.
But look at the run stats. The Eagles' run game was a non-factor. So he had the ball for 45 minutes, passing the ball. That's like that's not a normal thing. Usually it's run control. They
But
had
no,
to
no, if you
pass was
watch
their
the
run.
Eagles, though, if you watch the Eagles, that's been their MO all season. That's why I told Ken too that they are not that good in the second half because they do not know how to close the game and run the ball. They want to throw the ball. They only know how to run the offense one way, and you give a team chances when you throw the ball like that. In the
Yeah.
second half of a lot of games, they will
Yeah,
up
this is
big and they will come back and they will give it up because they don't have a sustained running game.
and
They
this is
don't.
one of the few times that a defense was able, like they usually don't go against an offense who can keep up with them. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have two high power offenses that can just boop, 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 somebody defense got to step up, and it was
Well,
the
they
Chiefs.
kept telling us all week long that Philly had the greatest
Hey
defense since
man,
the '85 Bears, and they had the
somebody said
most
that, didn't
sacks.
they? Oh yeah,
They
yeah,
had
yeah,
the most
yeah.
sacks.
Eagle Ken said the '85 Bears.
The '85
And
Bears had 82 sacks, and the Eagles had
them boys
79.
look like the
And they were going to,
2021 Gator defense, boy.
well, listen here. That thing
20,
looked bad, bro. Them
it
boys
looked
didn't
bad.
even play. Like Fletcher Cost them didn't even show up. Like they just partied all week
Bro, the
because
whole defensive line, bro, like the whole front seven. I don't know. I mean, they ran the ball. Pacheco did his thing. Like they just, hey man, that's one of the things to where,
Pacheco was doing his thing, bro.
that's one
Pacheco,
of the things to where, like you say, man, I've been in this situation. It's just another game for me, and y'all are hype. Y'all are watching the fireworks. Rihanna's
I told
performing.
you. I
Yeah, man.
told y'all. That's how
It's
their halftime hit different for the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts ain't never been there. Jalen Hurts been known to wet the bed in some big games. I'm just saying. Kirby even
somebody
had
was
the
like, somebody said, put into it. It's like put into it. That's funny. But
well,
yeah, man,
just
shout out to the Chiefs. I picked the Eagles to win because I just wanted the Eagles to win. I just wanted Hurts to
I
win.
had
They
picked the
didn't
Eagles
win.
to win, but I only picked the Eagles because my wife was sitting there in the same room.
Yeah,
I told y'all I knew the Chiefs was gonna win this thing. I had to
I
go with
would.
the Eagles all week,
I
and
wasn't. People was like, "You put money up." I was like, "Hell,
no,
not this game.
no. I
Absolutely
would
not."
have bet on the over. I would have bet the over. Whatever the over was,
I
I
told you I
would
was
have
going to be a
bet it.
high scoring game. I
I
told
would
you,
have
like
bet that.
they was putting up points. Um, they were scoring. People that put money on this game, unless you're a diehard, you're absolute fool. And I told y'all this is one of probably the best matchups in the Super Bowl that we've seen across the board. And
How about them
you know what I'm
Kelsey
saying?
brothers?
Hey man, shout out to them, man.
That was dope, bro. That was
That was
dope. The
amazing,
whole
man.
thing. They showed the mom on TV with Goodell, and they both was crying, talking about how good their mom felt for the whole week being on top of the world, and it was about her this time. And bro, I can only imagine being a parent and you got both of your kids on each side of the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Like, what I mean, you of course you want both of them to win, but at the same time it's just the feeling of having two kids, bro, at that level at the same time, bro. That's gotta feel amazing.
Right. And
That's
I
gotta
saw a
feel
thing,
amazing.
the video when she was hugging them on the field, and such a mom. She said to Jason Kelsey, she was like, she said, "Go hug." She's like, "Go celebrate and hug Travis." He was like, "Mom, I did."
Yeah, yeah. He was like, "Ma, I already did."
She's like,
Yeah,
"At the end of the day,
like
go hug your brother and tell him good
yeah,
job."
like I already did that, Mom. Like I'm not going back over there. I'm gonna
Like
go
that's
get the
such a
hell out of
mom. You're like, "Where's your brother? Go hug him."
here. Yeah, bro. Yeah,
You
yeah. The
gotta,
podcast this week was dope. I did check it out, man. The
yes.
whole them talking about it. Hey, man, but he got bragging rights, like you
Hey
said. Hey,
man, but shout out to they all. Travis got two. Kelsey has one. So they both Super Bowl champs. But yeah, that joint was different. He was talking about the holding penalty. He was like, man, he said that's a loser mentality. Like the people in the locker room, they're not saying like they're not complaining about that.
yeah,
The
yeah.
fans are.
That's not how they look at it. They're
Yeah.
not the players
So
look at
like
it
one
like because
play
they
doesn't.
know
There's way more
exactly.
plays to be made. Which I
Because
definitely get
even
that.
after the holding penalty, it just you first down now, so you still got plays to make. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Why y'all can't come get a fumble like the Chiefs did? But anyway,
Right.
we don't talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts pummeling the game away. We don't talk about the
Yeah.
Eagles losing the game like I said they would behind closed doors. Um, it is what it is. Eagles lost. Ain't no Super Bowl celebration around here. this year. I still,
Mhm.
go Braves. Anyway, let's moving on. So from the Super Bowl fallout, like as we talked about earlier, a lot of coaches being
Mhm.
hired. Just even from this game, you got a lot of coaching changes. Um, you got your boy Gannon going to the Cardinals. Uh, then the offensive coordinator for the Eagles get hired somewhere
The
too,
Colts,
to the
Colts had
Colts. And Eric Bienemy though, EB, take it or leave it, KB. Give me. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's talk about this real quick.
It's time for Take It or Leave It with KB and Steve O.
Are you not entertained?
look. Eric Bieniemy, man, going to Washington Commanders. Uh, my bad. So take it or leave it, man. Go EB going to Washington Commanders is a good move.
Ooh,
Yes or no? You can go ahead first, bro.
hell no. And I wish I knew which button I had old Bishop Bullwinkle
Hell
on.
no,
I got him on
no.
one of these buttons over here, and I gotta mark the buttons. I keep forgetting to mark them. But hell no, bro. Listen, no way you gonna tell me that you're living in Buckhead and you finna go to Bankhead now and you finna have a happier life. Ain't no way in the hell, man.
Said, but
Stop
you
this.
can't bank it.
Stop this, bro. Ain't no way. Listen. And it has nothing to do with what Washington has to do. Yes, it do. Take that back. I ain't even tell that lie. It does. It has a lot to do with what Washington has going on the field. You ain't got no damn quarterback. You got Sam Howell in there, who's pretty good to me. I think Sam Howell should be the quarterback or at least get a fair shot. Then you got Tyler Heineke. For some reason, y'all won't let the boy cook. Don't know why. Maybe it's something behind closed doors that we don't know. But maybe it's just Ron Rivera being trash Ron Rivera, of course. And then, of course, you got Carson Wentz. Now, I don't know why the hell you would go back to Carson Wentz when your season's on the line and he ain't won a game or played a game since week 2 or week 1. And Tyler Heineke has won 3 of the last 4 games,
So
and yet you go
disrespected.
back to Carson Wentz and you lose the game that you need to get to the playoffs. Whole season is gone. Now, tell me what the hell about that attracts Eric Bieniemy? I do not know. Or tell me what about that situation is going to get him a head coaching job? What can you go over there and prove that you can't prove with Pat Mahomes?
Um, I think that this is one. He's going there for one reason and one reason only. Um, he
He must be
has
the next head coach. They must have
he
told him
has
that.
to separate himself from Andy Reid
Why?
to show that he can do
Can you
the
tell me
job.
why?
Because when people give the Chiefs credit, it's Andy Reid. When the Chiefs get the blame, it's Eric Bieniemy. Um, Now we don't know who calls what when they call it. Nobody knows. I mean, other than the people on the staff, because he called that last drive. Andy Reid came out and said, being Eric came out and called a hell of a drive, but Andy Reid is that guy. So when you talk about being an offensive coordinator, you have a lot of people questioning: is it you, or is it, what I'm saying? Is it Andy Reid? Is it your offense or Andy's offense? Yeah, Andy Reid has always praised him. This has never been. I don't think it's any disrespect or anything like that. Any
So what?
ill
So
will.
what?
I think
So
it's
what?
just
The owners think Andy Reid lying? Because
no. I mean, it's just
I didn't see those questions with Brad Childress who came from Andy Reid. I didn't see those questions with Doug Peterson who came from Andy Reid. All these people came from up under Andy Reid, and they didn't have these type of questions or issues, or they didn't have to go somewhere else and prove this and prove that. Why the hell Eric Bieniemy got to
I
do
don't
it?
think he has. I
Matt
don't think he
Nagy.
has
Matt
to.
Nagy was the worst head coach in hire in Bears history.
I don't think he had to. I just think, sometimes people just want the challenge, and sometimes people want to think it's like when you realize, like, what, it's just not going to happen where I'm at right now.
Why
Sometimes
you
you got to
man,
make the lateral move.
stay there and let Andy Reid retire and then take over, Eric?
But what if you
Don't
had
do
that
that.
talk, and Andy? What if you had that talk, and Andy Reid's like, man, I'm not stopping for. I don't see myself stopping for the next 5 to 10 years.
Shit, we're gonna be here like Josh McDaniels and what's old boy name? Bill Belichick. We're gonna rock this thing out for the next 10
He
years,
left.
coach.
He left twice.
But
So
he left when he had a head coaching opportunity. He didn't go nowhere and be no offensive coordinator again.
I think
And that's a good point. He done had 2 goddamn opportunities, and Eric Beamer ain't had 1. Now, that's crazy. Now tell me how that worked.
like I said, like we said before, I don't know what goes on in these interviews.
I
He
tell you,
might
Eric
be a
Beamer
bad.
going there. Yeah, he going there and tell them folk what he ain't gonna do.
That must be it. It got to be something because I don't know what be happening in them interviews, but yeah, man. It's just reason I'm retiring. Nobody's in Oakland,
And
Kel.
then, and then,
They're in Vegas now.
and
But
then,
yeah,
look,
but
bro, listen, hold on. And then you pick Washington. You go. I'd rather go to a college and be a head coach and take over. You could have went to the University of Miami and did more. They just hired Todd Monken from down there in Georgia for Baltimore Ravens. Go to Miami and show you got some. You can coach up
Todd
or
Monken
your
is going to
development.
be an OC. He's going to be an OC.
I got you.
Eric Bienemy is getting the assistant head coach title. He's
That don't
getting
mean a damn thing,
he's
KB.
getting
Stop it, man.
he's getting
Stop it.
a raise, and he's getting
Oh yeah,
something else.
money is probably his issue. He's been one of the winningest teams. They've been in. They get
Yeah,
extra money for going to the playoffs. Them boys been in the playoffs the last 5-6 years straight. Them boys
right.
they probably paid just off playoff money. Period. Money
Right. So
is
he's
not the problem here for
everything.
Eric Bieniemy, bro.
Everything
Listen,
is on the positive thing, but I don't know why I personally would not have left either. Now there's no reason to where I'm under the tutelage of a Andy Reid and I can't get my interview right. To you know what I'm saying? Like it's something behind the scenes, and I'm not just gonna call it racism because D'Amico Ryan's got a job. Um, it's a lot of black head coaches that got jobs
the
that probably
Texans
didn't
been
deserve it before
hiring
me.
Negroes since they came out and said that the inmates were running the asylum. I told you
Yeah,
my conspiracy theory
Brian
on that.
Flores. Brian Flores keep getting head coach jobs.
Well, here, head coach here.
He was a head coach at Tampa Bay.
Who?
Flores.
No, you talking Todd Bowles. You about to have me.
Oh, I'm
I'm
tripping.
about to say what? Why you? Oh yeah, you got. I'm about to say hold on. I know, wait a minute.
So
The
many
math
names. So
ain't
many
math.
names.
Nah, yeah, you good. I guess. But
But yeah,
bro, listen. Washington, of all places, you want to go? Listen, everybody in Washington about to be fired in a few days. They just don't even know it yet. This boy about to get a whole new owner. A whole new ownership is gonna come in, and you already know what they're gonna do. They're not finna promote Eric Bieniemy the head coach, so they might, bro. You should have stayed where you was at, bro.
maybe that was already done behind the scenes. Maybe he knows who
Maybe
the head
what was
coach is going
done.
to be. Maybe they already know who their head coach is going to be. Maybe they already have that stuff kind of
Well, maybe
behind the scenes to where they aren't going to let us know, but they probably already have like, hey, our next coach is da 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 da. You're going to be the
they think they got the
OC.
next. They got their next owner too. So I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Everything's gonna change from top to bottom.
yeah. So he might be the person that they wanted to get. Don't get me wrong. The Commanders have a solid foundation. You have the opportunity to go out and get a quarterback in the draft. I don't know if they have a first round pick, but if they do, they're definitely getting a quarterback. Or you can
They
move
ain't
up,
draft no
but you
quarterback.
got Scary Terry. You have
Yeah,
a solid running game. Your
yeah. They got
defense,
that gunshot
yeah,
victim back there. I forgot
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah. They have a solid team that just don't have consistent quarterback play. And let's get real, like their head coach is a put a band-aid on a gunshot wound head coach. Like he's not going to win anything. He's just going to get you a little bit better, so that way the next coach can take it to the next level.
Yeah, man, I agree. Yeah, come on, man. I guess go get Derek Carr, I guess. But at the same time, look at the
Ooh,
division you're in. Look at the
there you go.
division you're in. Look at the division you're in. You're there with the Eagles and the Cowboys, who right now are cooking. So
The Giants. Don't forget the Giants.
the Giants too, they were in the playoffs. So at the end of the day, I hate to say it, but you need to hit rebuild again and to start over.
But if you want to have somebody calling plays, Eric Bieniemy, I have faith that
That's just a situation he
we
shouldn't
about
have
to
went.
see
He
how
just
good
shouldn't
you
have got.
really is, my boy. We about to see how good you is, my boy.
Or you gonna go over there and fall into the whole Washington sinkhole. That's what I would call it.
It's a
Because
it's a
ain't
hell of a
nothing good
gamble.
coming out of Washington, bro. Ain't nothing good
Except
coming out of
go
Washington.
go. except go-go. That's it, and mumbo sauce,
I
baby.
like that black uniform they got, but that's about it.
Yeah. I
That's
mean, they
about it.
can. Hey, man, if they make a trade or two, you know what I'm saying? Get rid of them, one of them perennial guys, man.
I mean, well, you know, there's a quarterback that's right now. I don't think the Baltimore Ravens are looking to keep. Maybe they can go right next door. They in the DMV area, I
Ooh.
believe. You know what I'm saying? They're not far, rather. Just
Well,
to,
yeah,
just
they're
to
not far from them.
transition
Yeah.
over. You know what I mean? Lamar Jackson sounds like he's going to become available. Sounds like the Baltimore Ravens are shopping him. Could the Washington Commanders take a stab at Lamar Jackson? Where will Lamar Jackson play next year, my boy? What you think?
Um, I think he going like I've been saying it all year before the season started. You like that shirt you got on? Go
I
ahead,
wore
throw
it
it to
for a
Lamar,
reason.
man. There's no doubt in
Ooh.
my head that Lamar. This one is the Falcons. If the Falcons don't get this done, they effed up.
Mm, mm,
This
mm.
is this is the one for the Falcons to
Because I
win.
can't, I won't say that. Now Watson, yes, I feel like Watson was a swing and miss. It was a horrible move. You had to move Matt Ryan after that. Whole bunch of stuff fell out after that.
No,
If
I
you
get
don't,
it. That's a whole lot
if
of
you don't
money.
get Lamar, if you don't get Lamar, it's not a bad thing because
No, no, I'm not. I'm saying like it's. I think it's theirs to lose.
oh
It's
yeah,
their
oh yeah, yeah, I
thing to
think
lose.
so.
Like if they don't do it, they messed up.
I think so. I think it's all the chips are on. The ball is in our court. We got all the chips. Now, are you willing to push your future into Lamar Jackson like that? I would say yeah, bro. Just for the ticket sales, the culture, the whole vibe we got going on in the city, man. You bring Lamar down here again, and people say, "Well, you crazy giving up a lot." Think about it like this. And I always break it down to people. Marcus Mariota with this same team with the largest cap hit in NFL history because of Matt Ryan. We had Julio money still on the books. We had all, bro. Our cap situation was horrible. With all that going on, the Falcons still were able to win 7 games with Marcus Mariota as their quarterback. You won 7 games, was 6 because Ritter won one at the end. You won
Hey,
6 games with Marcus Mariota as your quarterback, and as constructed with same team, bro. I can show you a Russell Westbrook clown music highlight reel of 20 passes Kyle Pitts were overthrown or underthrown. I can show you a highlight reel, right? 20 passes, all from Marcus Mariota. Sorry ass. So
yeah,
I'll say that to say, if Marcus Mariota can win you 6 games, how many games can Lamar Jackson win? At
yeah,
least
he can win you
9.
at least. Yeah, he can more than that. He can probably get you to 10, 11.
Right now, look at the NFC South. You win 10 or 11 games, you probably cleared the whole division by 4 games. So
Yeah,
I'll just say that to say, if you want a win now and build it as we go type mentality, if I'm the Falcons, bro, yeah, I give you them 3 first-round picks. Now, anything beyond 3 first-round picks, I can't. I give you this year, I give you next year, and one more. That's all I can do.
I
I
don't think
can't
you're
do
gonna have
nothing
to
else.
give up. I don't think you have to give up that much. I don't think they will. Like these deals always be like we expect it to be some groundbreaking, like crazy. I don't see it happen. Like I
And you're
think
not going from one to, we're not trying to go up we're not trying to trade up to like number one spot. You're
right.
trading for a quarterback who's not even under contract. So now, once you trade for him, you
Exactly.
got to pay him. So that.
That's the thing. I think right now everybody knows the Ravens aren't keeping Lamar. Lamar is very clear he's gone. So that takes away some of the power from the Ravens, right?
I think so too.
Now, if the Ravens want to hold out and be like, well, we'll keep him for another year just to keep him, blah, 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 you can, but are you willing to waste a year when
What you
you can?
doing?
So go ahead and take 2 first, a second, or like this year's first, or this year's second, Desmond Ritter, next year's first,
Yep.
and a third, swap fifths or something. Like I don't think it's going to be a all three thing. If you would have got Lamar after the MVP season, like, oh, we're just trying to push him from you after 3 years, then yes, you have to give up all that. But at this point, after the fallout, the power isn't in really anybody's court. Everybody knows, like, yo, you really don't want him for real. So go ahead, take these for this one. I'll give you Ritter. I'll give you a first or second, and you're good. I'll throw in a fourth too,
I'm with that.
and have a good day.
I'm with that. I would roll with that. Me personally, I mean, there's
Now
no
the
cost.
contract that
There's
y'all
no
give is going to
cost
be
I wouldn't pay to win. You hear me? I'm like
now the
Jerry Jones at
contract.
this point.
Now the contract that y'all pay is a whole nother conversation. Um, there's no way he doesn't get money around what Dirty Watson got. Um, I don't think he gets
Ooh.
300 guaranteed or 280 guaranteed, but it's going to be a fully guaranteed deal. I think it's probably be around 240, 250 fully guaranteed.
And I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to do it. How many years we talking? That's my whole
Uh,
thing. It just
ooh,
depends on how many years we talking because
so averaging, so he probably wants to average around 45, 45, 50 mil a year.
Lamar. Now, the only thing I say about that, you got to be ready to wear this cape. I know you. I mean, come
So
on now.
probably it's probably five. They probably give him a 5 year deal. 200. They'll probably do like a 5 year, 200 and 250 guaranteed signing bonus of uh shit. They'll probably do a signing bonus of like 100, something like that. Just go ahead and pay him a big chunk of it now, and then over the years he get paid 25, 30 mil a season, and he got a big chunk, 100 mil now. So that way he's taken care of up front. Um, yeah, man.
I mean, no, I'm cool with that. I ain't got no problem with that. I just want to make sure he understands that, you know, what you signing up for. You know what I mean, bro? It's gonna be hard to make any type of moves. You're gonna have Drake London out there. We drafted, of course. You'll have a couple other guys around you in Atlanta, Tyler Algier, the rookie running back. You got Kyle Pitts doing his thing. You'll have more weapons than you had in Baltimore, don't get me wrong. But while we paying you that kind of money, you taking up
Let's see.
you taking up damn near a third of the cap by yourself.
Now, see, I think this is now, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't really know everything about how the pay structure is. The hit, the signing bonus is immediate, correct?
Yep. Now now if you gonna give him everything up front and he gonna take less on the back end, I'm with it. I'm with it. Do it. I deliver the contract myself. If he want him, I want to come to my house and do it. They can come on down here. We get it done. I'm cool with that, bro. I promise you. I will drive the Brinks
That's how
truck.
I would sell it and be like, look, you need to get taken care of. You already have the scare with your knee. You need to be valued. I want to give you 100 mil up front today. Boom.
Pay him
Now the rest will
immediately.
pay 25 to 26 with incentives. It can get to 32. You know what I'm saying? You get MVP, Super Bowl, stuff like that for the next 5 years. So that way you're taken care on the long term. And that still gives us room to add weapons around you. I know that's something you want in Baltimore that they didn't do. You already have two. Let's go get two or three more. And yeah,
If I can give you 150, 180 up front and just kind of wipe that out, I'm cool with that. And we can settle up the rest over the next few years where that way it's not killing my team. I'm able to still pay the offensive lineman. I'm able to still pay my defense. Cool. But I don't think the Baltimore Ravens are willing to do it at this point. They've got a new offensive coordinator. I think they're going to go in a whole new direction. To me, why would you bring in a Todd Monken and you got Lamar there, who's won an MVP with Greg Roman? What are we talking about? Maybe because Todd Monken has shown he can use tight ends the way he used them at Georgia, but you got one tight end that's really nice in Andrews. You now have these tight ends going up against these kids at Florida like that. These kids
and, and
they're
we
going against grown men.
and you ain't had that running quarterback at Georgia. The last one y'all had, y'all ran him off. Now y'all ain't do
Stetson,
Stetson with Matt.
Stetson will take off on you now. Don't do that.
Stetson will take off, but
Why
he's
you
not
say
a running
Stetson don't
quarterback.
got big? Why Stetson don't put on some weight? I said,
He better. He
ooh.
better. Hey man, I still think Stetson gets drafted. He probably would be a
He might be going to
third
the
round
Ravens.
third round pick to the Ravens.
I can see
Let the
that.
Ravens go after a vet like a Jimmy G, like somebody like, yo, we don't need you to rip and run. We need you to place the ball here and there. We're gonna go get Jimmy G. We're gonna get your boy old man from UGA, and yeah, man.
Well,
But I think
let's talk
Lamar
about
goes
it, bro.
ACL.
You talking about a lot of the free agents, and you talk about where people going and where people should be. Let's talk about some of these free agents, man. And let's start with Derek Carr. Let's talk about quarterbacks. If you own a team, what team would you be to go out there and go? Say Derek Carr is our guy. I think Derek Carr can take us to that next level. Or would you be the type of maybe he's a gap quarterback? Maybe we can bring him in, still draft somebody, and maybe he can kind of teach and mentor them, and we can move on for him in 2-3 years.
If I'm the Saints or the Colts, those are only two teams that that's the only two teams, the Saints and the Colts. I think the Colts have everything that you need on a team. They have a running game. They have
But they done
young.
did that, man. They done did that.
No,
They
but
done
I
tried
mean,
that.
but
Bring in those free
they did it
agents.
with Wentz, but Wentz never did anything. And
Bring in Matt Ryan.
then Matt Ryan, like, come on now, that was just stupid.
Well, y'all told me Matt Ryan was gonna win the MVP when he went up there. Now don't do that. Now don't
I
do
ain't
that.
said that. I
Don't do
did say
that. There
that the
was a few
Colts will
people
probably do better,
it was a
but
few. I got some receipts. It was quite a few folk running around here telling me Matt Ryan. I was just hating and I was salty and I was in my feelings. And Matt Ryan was gonna go and lead the Colts to the playoff. They definitely a perennial Super Bowl team. Man, please. That man led the league in turnovers and didn't even play all 17 games. Stop this.
yeah, no. But that would be a good fit for him. And I also think the Saints. I I think the Saints would be because they have a little young core, but what's going to happen with Alvin Kamara? What's going on with that salary cap?
Oh,
They're
Alvin
going to be able
Kamara
to
done punched
like
that man
it's
in his face. They done jumped on that man. You seen that video? They jumped that dude. That man,
yeah,
that ain't no self-defense. It's 4 y'all on that man's head,
yeah.
man.
So I don't know if they have better weapons when it's all
Good
said and
job,
done.
Saint.
They got
Yeah,
Olave.
The Jets got some. Hey, the Jets got some.
Now the Jets, if
Hey.
but if I'm Derek Carr, do I want to go to the Jets because the Jets? I need to see like who's the coach. I need to see I'm going to be in a good situation.
Silas,
Like
the coach, they got a coach. The Jets have everything but a quarterback. Legitly, they have the defense.
the
They got the wide receivers. They got the rhythm. The
They
Jets
have
have.
the best. The Jets probably have actually the best situation for him. Then after that, I would say the Colts because they're getting the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, correct? And we
Yeah, but
know
they
he's
ain't got
getting.
Jalen Hurts though.
But you got Derek Carr. I mean, as Derek
Okay,
Carr's a better thrower, but you don't need Derek Carr to
Derek Carr
run the
better
ball.
what?
He's a better thrower than Hurts.
Oh
Are
hell,
you
I don't know
nuts?
about that. I
Boy, you
don't know,
crazy.
baby.
Go look at them. Boy, go look at. Hey man,
Shit.
Derek Carr
I think you
quarterback
selling.
is
I
not a
think you
bad
selling
quarterback.
Hurts short on that. Now I don't know about
No.
that one. Oh,
Hurts gives you more flexibility as far as what you can do as far as running and all that stuff. But yeah, man, Derek Carr can still sling that rock. Like, look at the stats. He's always been top 5, top 7 percentages, and it's not the offense. Derek Carr wasn't the issue in Vegas. He wasn't. It was the defense. But he's just a scapegoat, and him and Josh McDaniels just ain't it. But he ain't never been the issue in Vegas. So we ain't gonna really let that go. But yeah, man, the Jets would be a good fit. The Colts would be a good fit. The Saints, I mean, they have some young talent, but are you keeping Kamara? Are you keeping Thomas?
they got a
Who's
lot
your
of free
tight end?
agents.
You got Olave, which is cool, but you need more than just one. Like your O line is kind of old. Your
No, the
defense.
Jets got some. No. The Jets
No,
got
I'm
some.
talking about the Saints. I'm talking about the
Oh,
Saints.
yeah, I
I'm talking about
wouldn't.
the
I'm
Saints.
not going to Big Easy. I'm not going down there. For one, it stinks. The whole city smells so bad. That's the first part. I'm not going to New Orleans.
But you're in a stadium half your season. In the Jets, don't the Jets? They
Right? Yeah.
yeah. I'm tripping. They
What?
don't play in the
Yeah, they do.
motherland. Come on.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
No, the
They
Giants got a
share.
new
They
stadium.
share the stadium with the Giants. No, can't be you all off, boy. Damn,
Yeah,
get the
what
story
the hell?
straight. They share
Bro,
a stadium with the
I could have
Jets.
sworn
The
they.
Jets and Giants share the Meadowlands. They in the same stadium, my boy. Get Got to get the story straight over there.
Bro, I swear that's a new one.
No,
Or
ain't no
maybe I
new. They just ain't ain't nothing new going on up there in New York. They ain't won nothing to get a new stadium. Hell, what they gonna who gonna go watch them? Ain't nobody going to no Jets game. And the reason why it's cold out there.
Oh, they changed the name of it. That's why. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, that about all.
That's
Jimmy G out there. You still got Jimmy G out there. I don't think Jimmy G is done as a quarterback. I think Jimmy G still got a little left in the tank. Another free agent you got to look at too. Is Saquon a free agent? I think Saquon might have been a free agent coming up. I don't know if they tagged him. They may have. Aaron Jones got tagged. He was a free agent, but Aaron Jones did get tagged, or he restructured his deal.
They restructured it. He is the second highest running back in the league.
So Josh Jacobs, are you paying Josh Jacobs?
Woo, you better. So stupid, man. I love my Raiders boy, but that was so stupid. And he's gonna make you pay. So, but you gotta pay him because you dropped the fifth year option. You franchise him, he's gonna make 20-something mil, and you could have paid him $3 for next year. It's just like, yo.
Yeah, I don't know what your front office is doing.
But he said, he already said, he's like, if they get my boy Aaron Rodgers, then that will play a major factor into him and where he decides to play.
Yeah, I see they all campaigning to get Rodgers out there in Las Vegas, but then Rodgers said he needs to go sit in his dark room and meditate and speak to his dark spirits and all that old shit. Far as Sean Payton and Denver goes real quick, can anybody tell me when the last time Sean Payton won anything? I think it was like 2007, 2006. Outside of that, he's been
let's be real. Let's be real.
I ain't gonna say it.
He kicked a very lucky onside kick.
I ain't gonna say it.
And Peyton threw a very stupid pass.
Ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what? Peyton threw that pass because Peyton got paid to. Peyton knew his ring would come later on down the line. It was in the script. Yep, right after Katrina. They wrote that. They rewrote the script because of Katrina. But I'm just saying,
in a few minutes.
It's just
like 5 minutes.
Then that script, bro. Yeah. Anyway, I hate the Saints and everything about the Saints and anything the Saints stand for. I hate their mama, everybody. I don't like nothing about the Saints. I don't know nothing about New Orleans. I don't nothing. When Katrina happened, they came over here to Atlanta and tried. Anyway, I ain't even gonna go on no soapbox. But anywho, moving on. Saints don't get no play in my house. And my sister-in-law is a Saints fan. She can't come over here on Sunday. Not at all. Don't even step foot in my yard. I'm calling the police or let my dog out.
But I do like one thing because Derek Carr had a no trade clause in his contract. Shout out to him getting that. And he went and they thought they were about to trade him. Like, yeah, we'll trade you. And he said, nah, I'm not allowing y'all to trade me nowhere. Go ahead and release me, and I'm gonna get this.
I do
money.
like that. I
like that power move by Carr. Like, nah, y'all kiss my ass.
But I mean, I wouldn't give up $40 million just to be right though. I'm sorry. Yeah, no.
No, you were. I mean, yeah.
No, y'all keep me. Give me my $40 million. Trent, whoever you gonna send me to, make sure y'all got my 40 ready. I want it all in fives. So yeah, yeah. No. I'm getting my $40 million. No, ain't no release me. No, give me my 40 mil. Either you gonna give it to me, or whoever you sending me to gonna give it to me. But I need it all in fives. So yeah, bring me that 40 mil.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I think he only went to visit the Saints. I mean, look.
Go back to the Texans. They used to the family down there, man. Go to the Texans.
Nah, man. They like their guy down there, whoever that guy is.
Tell me that dude with that long neck.
The car salesman.
No,
man. I think the Saints. I mean, if I was saying if I could have Michael Thomas, like, look, man, I need you back. I need you.
Michael Thomas has been. They already said they're gonna release him. He's gonna be a cap catcher. He's gonna be a free agent.
Okay, so if you can get one or two guys on the receiving core.
I mean, Olave is dope. Is dope. I'll give him that. Olave is good. That's all the credit I'm gonna give them. I ain't got nothing else good to say about.
That's very good. That's
and
one.
I saw that dude. I saw your boy punch that dude. So if they need a witness, they can call me. I seen Alvin Kamara punch that man. I was there that night. I watched it. He punched him, and they stomped shit out that man. I seen it myself.
There's no team in Oakland, Kelvin. Um, but yeah, man. So it's gonna be interesting to see how who all gets cut. It's coming up very shortly. If not this week, I think the official off season starts
Yeah,
Monday.
it's on and popping. But NFL, this is a year round thing, man. The NFL
Yeah,
don't take no time off. They don't give these other leagues a time to shine. The NFL they want all the smoke. They want all the shine year round. So the draft is what? April. We're 60 days away from the draft. Less than 60 days
yeah.
away from the draft.
So
Legit.
yeah, they about to do
The
combine and
combine
everybody.
is next, yeah. Combine is in 3 weeks. So the NFL doesn't let up, bro. They year round. It's a machine. It's gonna be hard for any other brand to come in and knock them off. It's gonna be real tough for anybody to come in and take the shine or take the spotlight. But I do think it's possible. I think the NFL can actually have a year round product too. I think you can use the XFL and the USFL, which start this week, as
Yeah,
like the G League to me. I think that the NFL needs to have their teams associated with these teams. And that way you'll have that fan base linked to that. You know what I mean? Like a junior league, like a practice squad. Have these players instead of the practice squad, or the practice squad players eligible to go from these teams to the teams. And I think you'll have more of what you're looking for from a continuation standpoint from the NFL, like viewership, and you'll have these other teams. They'll have a lifeline to survive too. You know what I mean? They'll have the resources that the NFL got. Give these damn officials some practice. Let them call these games. Use the same
bro.
officials because
They
that's what
no
it needs.
no you gotta have you gotta have a feeder program for officials too because um this is how guys earn the right to go to the league. The NFL, believe me, from refereeing, from having inside like how it goes, there's a whole lot of training that goes into it. They go to their practices, and they really call
I
it
see.
like
Yeah,
yeah.
I got you.
So they go through a whole lot. And these guys that's in the playoffs, these guys are you're graded right. So when you're an official, after your game, y'all break down film. Like, so how the teams break down film, the officials, you go down, you go over your calls, like, hey, you missed this, or did you see this? Da 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 da. You watch the film, the official that's over, scheduling and all the members, they look at the film to see who missed what, you're graded, you're ranked, and those are how playoff officials are picked. That's why you always see like Super Bowl, they were like, they work this Super Bowl, this playoff. Like you're ranked so if they miss a call, sometimes that's just human error. Like the game is moving like this, and if I just do a number, you're not going to see it. Like, and sometimes you miss a hand placement, you miss a thing because you're looking at a whole quadrant of a field, and there's a lot that goes to being an official, man. It's a lot, and these guys are held to a high standard, very high standard. So don't think they just be like, man, I missed it, my bad. Nah, because it's dudes that's coming up
Yeah,
under college and all that that's taking their spots.
true,
So
true. I know the NFL, I mean the NBA came out and said something about how they discipline their referees. They kind of do it behind closed doors and stuff like
yeah,
that.
it's
So
all behind closed
it's
doors.
it's it's, it's a lot of stuff that goes on with it. But this XFL, I'm watching the XFL. They got some names that I'm kind of familiar with out there, man. That some names I kind of forgot about when it came to football. You know what I mean? And
How
Big
you feel
B's,
about
that
that?
is. I'm
How
with
do
it, bro. I feel like honestly, the XFL and the USFL should be associated with different teams. You should have like a G League type thing, and then you should have like a XFL like cross games, or you should be able to have like championship game or all-star games versus each other. Something like that to that extent where you can get creative with both of these leagues if they're owned up under these NFL teams. And that from a marketing and a branding standpoint, it gives you that fan base to kind of lean on it and go towards. Because most fan bases are kind of geographically put together. I think it'll bring in better ratings. I agree 100,000%, bro. If you tie the Falcons to the Alabama team, the Birmingham teams that you got, you're gonna have the ability to kind of do things with players from the Falcons there. I don't know. I think you can just get real creative with it, man. There's a lot of young players who, if you're a football head and you watch the drafts, you into it. Like me and you, bro, we watch the draft. We see people get drafted. I watch where the undrafted free agents go because I understand how they can play. But if I could see them playing instead of them being on a practice squad, I would watch it. You know what I mean? So I think the XFL and the USFL um, should be used by the NFL. I know they got the same announcers, so they wanted to feel like the same game, or they wanted to give it the same vibe from an announcer's perspective. Why not just go ahead and associate it with the team?
How do you feel about the old heads? Because a lot of names we saw, like I saw like Matt Elam, right?
Yep.
For the How do you feel about the older guys playing, like guys that don't have a shot getting back in the NFL?
I seen Vic Beasley, Martavius Bryant. You remember
I'm
him,
not gonna lie,
the
bro.
wide receiver from the Raiders? I think he played for the Raiders.
Raiders and Steelers.
Yeah.
I honestly would prefer not to see those old guys, man, because I'm looking at on a personnel thing, right? You have so many guys that can play ball coming out of college, or guys who were D3, D2 who just didn't get a shot. You're taking away those players' opportunity to be seen and evaluated to give this guy that's 38 just because he wants to continue to play the game.
I don't
Like,
think nobody's. No, I don't think you're 38 years old. No, but
I
Martavius
mean,
Bryant is still in his 20s. Vic Beasley's still in their 20s. They just didn't pan out in the league for
that's what
whatever
I'm saying.
reason.
So if you're like, I think
You're
it should
still in
be
your
an age
20s.
thing. It should
Yeah,
be like, look,
I
you got to
agree.
be under 30. You got to
I
have a
agree.
realistic
I agree with
shot
that
at
part.
getting
Even from a health and a safety perspective and the insurance perspective, I'm pretty sure that if you're over 30, they probably are looking at you kind of like, do we really want to take bro on? You know what I mean? Injuries are, serious in this game. The injuries are real. So when you're taking on these guys, like, how durable are you going to be at 35, 36, 37 years old? There's a reason why you're not in the league anymore in the NFL. So I agree with you on that perspective, but if you can still play, I mean, why not? I
Yeah,
don't
I
want to
mean,
see T.O. out there catching passes, though, and getting his head knocked
yeah,
off.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Don't
want to
want to
see
see
these young guys, man,
Don't
because it's
want
a
to see
lot of guys who, you know what I'm saying, guys that are on teams like the Florida Georgias, the guys that's not the household names
I
that,
agree.
you know
Like
what
you
I'm saying?
said,
Like,
still can play. Those guys can play. We know
yeah,
they
like
can. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I just feel like from a marketing perspective, you
some
got to
have
get
some names.
creative. Yeah, and you're gonna have to tap into those NFL fan bases. You got to. NFL is the where football starts. I know people love college. Me and you are college football heads. You know how we go in about the college football game. And don't get me wrong, I think the NFL incorporated that perfectly. Like, look at the pipeline. You know, when you see somebody balling out in college on Saturdays, you know that they say, "Oh, they're going to be playing on Sundays." You can expect to see this guy on Sundays because they already know what's going to happen. So create that same pipeline for the XFL. Once the season is over with for those guys, make those guys draft eligible or have your own draft with those guys in it, or however you want to do it. Make them all free agents where they can sign where they want to. However you want to do it, but associate those people with certain teams, and then that way the fan bases of the team can get behind it. Just like the G League, you know what I mean? The G
Yeah,
League teams, they are associated with the team. You see some of the teams go. Even if I see some of the XFL players come in like in situations where they're on the bench or playing special teams, you can still be able to recognize them through that NFL pipeline. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's
I
kind of
just think
like it should be like kind of how the baseball does. You know what I'm saying? Where you have your major league, then
exactly.
you have your
Yeah.
AAA, and you be like,
Double
yo, man,
A.
you've been doing real good. You've been killing these wide receivers down here. You know what? Let's bring you in to the 53, well, not 53, but practice squad. See what you do against these guys, and or send an NFL guy. Be like, look, man, I need space. Like, I gotta put you on the practice squad because now there's not a year constraint on practice squad, so you can be 30 on the practice squad,
Yep.
be a vet and get sent. So yeah, man, they got things to do it. Well, we running out of time, my boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think that was it anyway. But I think that
Yeah,
might have
man,
been the
yeah. So
last one.
next
Oh
week,
yeah.
man,
Yeah. Yeah. That
next week we can talk about the SEC football. You know, we get Texas and Oklahoma are official starting in 2024. There's a lot of schedules about to get flipped. You know, Florida, we're supposed to play UCF, Miami, Florida State. Clearly, that game is probably going to get moved. There's a lot of games that's already scheduled, like from 3-4 years ago, that's going to have to get changed because you're bringing over Texas and Oklahoma. Are they just going to get added to the West? Boot some teams from the West to
I
the
think
East?
so.
Are they going to be pods? Like,
I don't like the pod
me,
idea, man. Me personally,
me
just
either.
just add them to the East or West, whichever way you want to go. Add Texas to the West, add Oklahoma to the East, or vice versa. I don't really want to recreate the wheel. I like how we get to beat up on y'all every year. I like beat up on Tennessee every year. Auburn, just keep it the same. Leave it how it is. I enjoy it the way it is, man. Just add those teams, to the bottom. Let them come in and build themselves up. Yeah, man, but yeah. We'll talk about that next week with the SEC and what's going on with the realignment. NBA trade deadline. Big trades. Kyrie going to the Mavs. Phoenix picking up KD. Lot going on over there when it comes to the NBA. We'll break that down next week, or we probably have a show throughout the week, man. We'll come on, just chop it up and
Yeah, man.
break it down.
Real quick, man. Pick the winner of the 3-point contest. You got Damian Lillard. You got Jason Tatum, Buddy Hield, Anthony Simmons, Tyrese Halliburton, Kevin Huerter, Tyler Hero, Laurie Markkinen, and actually somebody got replaced and they added what's the boy from the Knicks?
Julius Randle. How the hell Julius
Randle.
Randle get in there? Man, stop it.
Who you got? I got
Julius
Dame.
Randle. He might have the lowest score of anybody ever in the 3-point contest, my boy. Give me you said Dame, and who was the second person you said that was in behind that?
Dame. I gotta go back up.
I like Buddy Hield. Give me
Tatum.
Taylor. I'll take Taylor. Give me Taylor, and then give me Buddy Hield as a dark horse to win it.
All right. And the dunk contest.
I ain't gonna know none of these guys. And you ain't nobody out there, though.
They got 3-point contest. Slam dunk contest. KJ Martin. So Kenyon Martin's son.
KJ Martin, okay.
Jericho Sims from the Knicks. Trey Murphy III from the Pelicans. And
Trey Murphy now Trey Murphy can jump. Now I ain't gonna lie about that. I do know him.
But they got my boy, the white hype, Mac McClung. McClung.
Yeah,
you know Mac McClung, right?
Yeah, bro. I know.
Yeah, man. I follow him when he was at.
I know you talking about.
Georgetown.
He can jump. Yeah,
the boy can jump. And this is the first time they're putting in a G League player in, because even though he was in like the league summer things, he did sometimes, but he's pretty much a G League player.
I'm gonna watch because I like All-Star Weekend, man. I'm a big fan of the All-Star setup. I enjoy it. I really do. I like the skills competition. I like how the whole NBA do the whole pageantry of their weekend. I wish the NFL would adapt some type of a All-Star game method that would kind of rival this or kind of compete with the way they do it. But different game. Nothing like the baseball home run derby. I think a home run derby gonna always be the best All-Star event that you can have. Like All-Star Weekend. If I had to rank the events, I'd probably go home run derby, slam dunk, 3-point, and whatever the NFL did with these. I like the competition that they do, the games part of it. But tonight, my boy, give me KJ Jr., man. Give me Kenyon Martin Jr. You got to represent for your daddy, man.
Give me Mac McClung, man. I'm a fan of the kid, man. He got bunnies. He's a real.
He got some jumps now. I know he got
bunnies and dunks, and he be doing all the crazy dunks. He been doing that since he was a freshman in college. So I'm going with Mac McClung, my boy. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch him tonight and see what happens. I might get on make a couple shorts. You know what I'm saying? So check out the YouTube. Subscribe Toe to Toe Sports on YouTube for the videos we drop during the week, the little shorts and things to keep y'all updated, notified, and all that good jazz, man.
But you're in the shorts doing numbers over there, boy. I looked at
boy.
you.
Hey, man.
What's up doing numbers like that? Dang. Hey man, shout out to the 910 network, man. 910 Sports Network. Make sure you guys check them out Sundays and Saturdays, man. We got a whole network, man. It's full of shows, man. 810 Studios, She Real Radio. Make sure you guys like, follow, and share, man. Check us out on the, like KB said, on the YouTube page, man, Twitter, every streaming platform you can think of, man. Apple, Spotify, the Facebook page, man. Make sure you guys are following this as well, man. And
Yeah, man.
we out, man. Till next week, man. We'll holler at y'all.
Later.
Peace.